Alrighty, we are gonna go ahead and get started. I know you guys all know who I am, but I'm gonna introduce myself. My name is Alicia, and we are coming to you from, well, my living room, but Yorba Fit Body Boot Camp, and we are about to get into our nutrition Zoom call. All right, guys, how are you doing today?
Good.
Ashley's good?
Good.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, good. And by the way, you guys, as always, these are super informal. So if you guys have questions about anything, you want to jump in anywhere, feel free to do so. Today, we are going to be talking about ways to make fresh food and produce last longer. And I actually learned a whole bunch from going over this stuff. There's a lot that I did not know about. So I know this is going to be really helpful. Especially right now, because we are trying to kind of limit our back and forth to the grocery store. What our normal like weekly trips would be are turning into like maybe once every couple weeks or once a month or something like that. So this is going to be really helpful, some really helpful tips in here. So we will go ahead and dive right in. And remember, input whenever you guys want, if you have questions, whatever you need. All right, so we're going to start with the refrigerator. So first thing we have on the list are herbs. I know a lot of us cook with those. We use those in different things. So these, actually storing them in a sealed plastic bag tightly with just a small amount of air inside is what's most helpful for them. So any herbs, I know a lot of times we want like airtight, sealed things, but for herbs, it's actually good to have just a small amount of air inside a plastic bag. So good to know there. As far as vegetables go, so we have a bunch that should be stored in the fridge. So that's like cauliflower, cabbage, cucumbers, broccoli, Brussels
sprouts for Michelle.
Yeah. Lettuce, all of those things are stored in the fridge. Now, when it comes to like celery, for example, those actually still in the fridge, but the suggestion is to wrap them in aluminum foil before storing them in like a veggie bin or something like that. So wrap the celery in aluminum foil, make them last a little bit longer. Here's one that I had no idea about, maybe because I don't care for them and I don't eat them, but mushrooms, do you guys know how to store those?
It doesn't matter.
Nobody cares.
I know, right? We'll just move on. No, I'm just kidding. Store them in a paper bag in the fridge. I know. I had no idea. Store them in a paper bag. Rooted veggies like carrots, parsnips, turnips, beets, radishes, those can last about 2 weeks. And also you can store those in a plastic produce bag in the fridge. Now, when it comes to fruit, the ones in the fridge are apples, cantaloupe, plums, kiwi. I like kiwi. I haven't had that in a long time. Figs, apricots, and honeydew. So all of those can be stored in the fridge. Citrus fruits, however, still stored in the fridge, but best to store them in a mesh paper or perforated bag. Again, something that I didn't know for the citrus fruits. And then this is one that I wasn't doing correctly either, but like berries. So obviously we want to wash everything, but for berries specifically, we want to wash them right before we're ready to eat them. So we don't want to go through and wash like everything and then stick them in the fridge. So it's best to just leave them dirty, put them in the fridge, and then just wash like the amount that you want and then eat them right from there. So that's something that I don't know. A lot of this so far I didn't know. So let's see here. Mainly that's going to be because when you wash things, put them back in the fridge, moisture can cause mold. So I don't think we're all going to take the time to wash and dry every single one of our grapes when we put them back in the fridge. So yeah, just wash them kind of as you need them. A whole pineapple. I love pineapple, but I don't know how to cut them and I don't take the time to cut them. But pineapple, so you want to cut the leafy top off and store it upside down in the fridge. Some of you may have known that. I think I've heard something about that before. But so that's really helpful for the pineapple. Cut the leafy top off and then store it upside down in the fridge. So items that you should store in the pantry. Potatoes, onions, winter squash, garlic, tomatoes, no fridge. I don't know if you guys have ever had those little like cherry tomatoes, those little tiny ones. It actually says like on a certain carton. I think it's so cute, or a certain thing.
Don't refrigerate.
Yeah, don't refrigerate. Like it's too cold in there for me. It's so cute. But so I don't put tomatoes in the fridge. So you want to store these items in a cool, dry, dark area. They can last up to a month or more there. So if you notice things like potatoes and garlic, they can start sprouting things after a little bit. So that's likely because there's too much light. So it'll make them want to sprout like they're outside. I didn't know that. It's just growing new things. I have my garlic sitting like in a little thing on my kitchen counter, and I haven't used it in a little while, and it's like starting to. I was like, oh, it's growing new stuff there, but it's because the light's coming through. And then keep the potatoes, especially because I know potatoes are pretty common with our meals. In a cool, dark part of the pantry. Remove and just make sure that you remove any that start to go bad. It can kind of transfer that stuff to the other potatoes in there. Onions work the same way, so just keep that in mind. And then of course, separating all these items helps to eliminate the flavors and smells from migrating. So if you have your onions with your potatoes, you don't care for onions, you have a potato that tastes like an onion. I like both. It's fine with me. Flavored potatoes, but all right. Let's see here. We have something called ethylene gas. So some items will give off gas and make others decay a little bit faster. I actually have a little something extra on my phone here about that. So some of the most common gas releasers are going to be apples, apricots, cantaloupe, figs, honeydew, kiwi, plums, avocados, unripe bananas, nectarines, peaches, tomatoes. And then we also have ones that are gas sensitive. So ones that we don't want to put next to those things are going to be, and you know what, I think most of us have access to the wolf pack. I can send this graphic to you guys on that page.
That would be awesome.
So gas sensitive bananas, ripe bananas, versus the ones that give off gas are the unripe bananas. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, carrots, cauliflower, cucumbers, eggplant, peas, peppers, squash, sweet potatoes, watermelon. But again, I can add that for you guys so that you guys have access to that. Let's see here. So countertop, out of direct sunlight, we have fruit. So fruits with pits out of direct sunlight. So like nectarines, peaches, avocados, tomatoes out of direct sunlight, bananas, and watermelon. And then we have a few that are, ripening process. So we have bananas and avocados. The avocados, if you set it out on the counter until slightly soft and then move to the fridge to keep at that specific ripeness that you like for additional time, that will help prolong that stage, I guess. Because with avocados, it's like we don't catch it like right at that second and you don't do anything about it. It's like, well, if I just wasted an avocado, they're so finicky. So you can actually move it to the fridge as soon as you find that it's your perfect ripeness. Bananas, hang them away from other fruits. And then you can also, for the bananas, you can wrap stems in plastic wrap to prevent ripening from happening too quickly. So what that does is it slows the ethylene gas release, which causes ripening. And once ripe, you can actually put them in the fridge to prevent them from ripening even more, or you can actually freeze them. All right, bye Ash, no worries. And then preserving items after they have been sliced into. So like apples and bananas, this stuff's really interesting to me. I had no idea, but you can add a teaspoon or two of lemon juice or lime juice, just something citrusy, to preserve the freshness for those. Because like apples, bananas, once you dive into them, they brown like very quickly. And then avocados, same thing. So that's the one that I love avocados. I don't know about you guys, but I struggle a little bit with that. I can't just, well, I probably could, but you don't want to eat a whole avocado in one sitting. With those, you want to keep the half that still has the pit. So when you cut it and then you open it up, one half will have the pit. So go ahead and have the half that doesn't have the pit, and then save the half with the pit. And you can actually add lemon juice and store that in an airtight container as well. So just put a little lemon juice in there and you're good to go. If you want to ripen quicker, you can actually put it in a brown paper bag until you get to the desired ripeness. So I know sometimes, I know I don't kind of estimate right as far as like picking my avocados at the grocery store. And so it'll just be kind of like a waiting game. I'll go back and feel them like every single day. And then there's one day that I don't feel it. And then there it goes. That was the best ripe day. But so you can actually put them in a brown paper bag that will help them to ripen a little bit quicker. Let's see here. And the freezer. So obviously, you guys can put fruits and veggies in the freezer and make them last longer. Fruits and veggies, or not fruits so much, but veggies are actually going to be good. Frozen veggies, you can have like crock pot meals and stuff like that. So when in doubt, you can always just keep that stuff in the freezer. That will make them last quite a bit longer. Roasted veggies too, you can actually make extra and freeze those for a later time as well. And then most importantly, you guys just meal plan around what you do have. So put things in the freezer that can be used for later, like soup or similar meals, like the ingredients for those things. And yeah, that'll always help also, rather than kind of wasting stuff because you felt like making something else. So just kind of plan your meals around what you have. Let's see, don't store, a couple of additional tips here. I cannot get my cat to leave me alone right now. Don't store, I need to put up a wall. Let's see here, don't store produce near a gas stove. And natural gas too. That's actually been shown to increase the ripening. So that will move along a little bit too quickly, probably for most of us. And then don't cut produce until you absolutely have to. But yeah, I think that's all the information. I know that it was kind of quick, a lot of really helpful stuff, because I know that with produce and stuff like that, that kind of goes really quickly. And sometimes we don't always get a chance to use it all because it goes bad quickly. So those are just some helpful things, how to make it last a little bit longer. Were there any questions that you guys had, or anything you wanted to share?
Alicia, I don't think you caught this, but sorry. Well, first, if I put garlic or onion in my pantry, I'm never going to see it again. So, just saying, I don't want to go there. Come on, it goes on my counter.
I have like a spot. Yeah, just maybe keep it away from direct sunlight. That's all.
What about an onion? If anybody else has this, shoot, no, my work phone's ringing. Damn, they want me to work. What if you slice an onion? They want me to work. Shit, I need to answer that. Oh. This is Vicki. Can I help you?
All right, onions.
Hi.
I know that we talked.
Good, how are you?
Here, I just don't know all this stuff by heart yet. Let's see. Same thing, cool, dark part. It says of the pantry, but yeah, I don't keep my onions or my garlic in the pantry. I think they just really want to note not to keep it in direct sunlight. So if you have a spot in the kitchen.
I have it in a fruit, like a tier basket thing, and I put it in.
I do the same thing with mine. It could probably not be, mine's like in the path of direct sunlight, so I should probably move it to where it's.
I need to move mine because mine's in direct sunlight, I think.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I know that it won't necessarily hurt it. It's just, ways to make things last longer. Although I know onions tend to last a little bit longer.
Yeah, onions last longer than like potatoes, and like bananas go bad pretty quick.
Yeah. I like my bananas not super, like, I like them a little bit green, actually.
Me too.
Right in that spot.
Yeah, which is hard when you buy like quite a few, because you better down them really fast.
Yeah.
Well, I actually use them for my protein shake. So what I do is I cut them in half and then I chop them up and I put them in the freezer. So then I just have like a half a frozen banana, like ready to go.
That's perfect.
I'll only keep like 2, maybe 3 bananas like out for just like a quick thing, just in case I need it. But I won't leave like a whole because I'll go bad.
Yeah.
I won't leave like a whole bushel. I think that I've never made banana bread, but I'd like to, and I think that that's when you need like the super brown.
Yeah.
I'm actually making some today.
Are you?
I make banana chocolate chip muffins.
Yum.
They're so stinking good.
We'll be over later.
What'd you say?
We'll be over later.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to stop the recording now.